What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so tonight was game two of the second round series between the Boston Celtics, who had the best record in the NBA with 64 victories, and the Cleveland Cavaliers. And personally, I'm very, 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 very surprised by this performance in this game and the result. I thought that Boston was probably going to win this series in five. Uh, I did not anticipate the Boston Celtics losing at home, and especially by this margin. As you all know, as you all should know over there, the Cleveland Cavaliers came into Boston, made Boston fans leave early, and won by the final score of 118-94. And this series is even, and Cleveland steals home court advantage in this series. The question now is if Boston can rebound in game three on the road in Cleveland and take back control of this series. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, they were led by Donovan Mitchell, who had a slow start, but finished with 29 points, 7 rebounds, and 8 assists. He was 10 of 19 from the floor, including 5 of 7 from three-point range. One of those threes was a buzzer-beating three-pointer to end the third quarter. And I believe it gave him 14 points in the quarter, if I'm not mistaken, for Mitchell. 14 or 16, one or two. Mitchell was also 4 of 6 from the charity stripe. Matt Strauss had 12 points on 5 of 10 shooting, including 2 of 7 from downtown. And Evan Mobley, 21 points, going on with 10 rebounds and 5 assists and 2 blocked shots. Mobley, 9 of 15 from the floor, 1 of 2 from three-point range. Darius Garland, 14 points, 5 of 8 shooting, 4 of 5 from three-point range. He also had 7 rebounds and 4 assists. Karis LeVert, by himself, outscored the entire Boston Celtic bench. Karis LeVert, former starter with the Brooklyn Nets, had 21 points on 9 of 17 shooting. 21 points in 27 minutes of play. Superb. As a team, the Cavaliers shot almost 55% from the floor. Now, that's something that I'm not convinced that the Cavaliers can consistently reproduce throughout a series. So the Cavs definitely had the advantage of hot shooting benefiting them in this particular game. They were 46% from downtown, 13 of 28, 11 of 16 from the line, or 69%. And for the Boston Celtics, Jaylen Brown had 19 points on 7 of 17 shooting. So he had 19 points, but it took him 17 shots to get those 19 points. And he was 0 of 6 from downtown. 0 of 6 from downtown. Jason Tatum had 25 points, also shooting 7 of 17 from the floor, 2 of 5 from three-point range, 9 of 11 from the free throw line, 7 rebounds and 6 assists. Al Horford, 11 points, 4 of 9 shooting, 3 of 7 from downtown. Derek White also had a poor performance, 10 points, only 3 of 11 from the floor, and 1 of 8 from three-point range. And as a team, the Boston Celtics shot 41% from the floor and only 23% from three-point range, 8 of 35. And as we all know, with Boston, the three-point ball is pretty important for them in order for them to win. I mean, not to say they can't win games when they shoot poorly, but 23%, that's pretty poor. Boston actually shot more free throws than Cleveland, 20 of 24, 83%, but it didn't really matter. And this is something that Boston has a history of doing, especially in the Joe Mazzulla era. Not being a team that is consistent with I guess what you would call the the killer instinct, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like they're just not a team. They're very inconsistent, man. Let's put it like that. They're very inconsistent. Um, some games they come out like Dobermans. Other games they're trying to be more finesse and shoot and want to outskill the other team when in reality, you know what I'm saying, they need to just keep that, you know what I'm saying, that killer mentality throughout the playoffs. You know, they got the talent. They're definitely one of the most talented teams in the NBA. They got the depth for a championship. They got the core for a championship. But oftentimes, you know, certain things come through. You know, Jalen Brown only had one turnover, but you know, still, for the amount of money that Jason Tatum's contract is worth, you know, sometimes you wonder if his production matches what his contract is. Now, before anybody say, "Oh, I'm counting money" or "I'm being unfair," remember, people were openly bringing up how much Russell Westbrook was making. You know, so that's pretty much all I got to say, man. You know, the scene shifts to Cleveland, and if Cleveland can somehow win Game Three, if they can win Game Three, which is I think it's going to take a team effort. I don't think it can just be Donovan Mitchell shooting 25 shots. I think it's going to take a team effort to win Game Three because I think they're going to try everything they can, the Boston Celtics, to put pressure on Donovan Mitchell to and Garland, their primary ball handlers that cause turnovers and whatnot. So I think Cleveland's going to have to offensively the two main guys might have to be, especially initially in the ball game, more facilitators rather than scorers. Um, but yeah, man, Jalen Brown and Tatum, you know, they're good, man. But I don't know, man. It's just something about this duo that just doesn't. It doesn't do it for me, man. I just don't see a championship duo when I look at these guys. I look at guys when I see them. I see two dudes who are good enough to get to the NBA Finals a couple times, and two guys that's going to flame out more or less in the conference finals or NBA, or the semifinals. That's what I tend to see when I look at Boston, man. You know. But anyway, that's just my take on it, man. Tell me what you guys think.